God's blessing from Dublin Island. We have 24th of September 2023. Typically I do not give two messages one after another because of lack of time, but this one is very important and I don't want you to wait for that, and so I have to give it today. And I will start from the Gospel of John, 2nd chapter. You all know those verses, and I just read them to you, and then we'll go on from there. So it's from 8th verse to 10th verse, including 10th. And he said to them, "Draw some out now, and take it to the master of the feast." And they took it. When the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom, and he said to him, "Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. You have kept the good wine until now." And this is the picture of what is happening. This is not just some story there what Jesus did. It is a certain pattern which God has established, because He saved the best wine for the last. And this is not an accident. This is not a mistake that you live right now. But what it is God's divine plan. He kept you for this time because He knew you before you were born. He knew you before you were born. He shaped you in the womb of your mother, and He knew that you will be the best fit for such a times like this. So you are not here by accident, not by mistake, or mistake of your father and mother. You are here by divine appointment. That's your place. That's your timeline. So do not think about escaping or hiding. Although you were hidden by God, maybe you were not in a ministry because you couldn't fit into a dead body. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what you feel, that you were rejected, or nobody needed you, or you were too sharp for the blunt. Whatever you feel, you were brought to this place and this time by God's appointment. You are part of God's end time army. You are. You were prepared for this time. And as David was being trained in a wilderness away from other people, so were you. David was fighting with lions, bears, whatever animals to protect his flock, and you were fighting other things. You are being trained. You are being prepared. This is not by mistake. This is not by accident, but by divine appointment. Whatever was happening to you, it is by divine appointment. And I know that you may be suffered attacks and everything, but God works towards good things with everything that happens in your life. He turns into good everything. Whatever mistakes you made, God turns them into strength. Your mistakes will become strength. So you were not rejected by God. You were hidden away to be shaped as a very tough tool which can break enemies' gates. So you are a part of God's end-time army, whatever that means. Doesn't mean that end times, like it's all happening in a few weeks or months or years. No, end times started when the Jesus was born. He already said that. So those end times started there. And we are part of the end times. And it's already 2,000 years of end times. Doesn't mean it ends tomorrow. It could be another 100 or a few hundred years. We don't know. But big things are coming. Huge shaking is coming. And during that shaking, a lot of people will seek answers. A lot of people will seek God. And you will deliver them, both answers and people. Because you have the answers. God doesn't fall from above. He sent you. He sent you to give answers, to bring healing, deliverance, or supplies. It is you. Don't look at your neighbor, it is you. It was all along you. Don't feel rejected. Don't feel that you're worthless because you didn't participate in whatever games people had in a church. Because that's what they are games. I'm not saying that all, but a lot of it. I had very unpleasant experience right after I was born again many years ago. First church I went in, the church where I was actually born again. They were playing games. I mean, big time. Like sort of politics in a church. Who can do that and how to manipulate him to do that. Very unpleasant. First days of me being born again, I saw darkness in the church. That's interesting, yeah? That's what it is. But there is always His church, His remnant, and you are part of that. And you will bring new light. You will bring new wine. Because whatever is now is not suitable to do anything at the moment. But But you were called to that army. That army is being prepared, trained, and equipped. You are being equipped. So you won't be, toothless. You will be strong. You will have gifts. You will have compassion. But at the same time, you will have strength and you will be decisive. Because that's the army. You march, you win, you take over territory. You are not wimps. Some people think the church is wimps. But the true church are warriors. Uncorruptible warriors. And this is who you are. This is you. So, pick up your sword, stand firm, be patient, accept the training, do not be dismayed by obstacles of any kind. Do not be dismayed by obstacles, ever. Focus on your destiny in God, what God told you you're supposed to be. I'm sure you heard His word many times, one way or another, who you are in His kingdom. It could come in many different ways. It doesn't have to come from some ministers even. You heard it. If not, and if you are willing to serve God in His end army, and you don't know yet your position, your assignment, ask Him, and He will tell you. Interestingly for me, when I was seeking God about certain things, He wasn't speaking, but He was speaking when I wasn't asking. Was downpour of different information God gave me years ago. I was in general seeking God, but wasn't looking for that particular information. And He sent me a lot of messages by different means. One of them was even by TV, one was by the song. A lot of them came by the scripture directly. One came by the vision. And so on and so on. The funny part is the one by TV. I just saw something and God spoke. So He will tell you. If you don't know, He will tell you. If He already told you, reinforce that in you. Start building on it. You don't have to get involved straight away in the church. Pray about it. How you can prepare. Because time is coming when your orders will come. And you will have to move to your position. So get ready. Don't be dismayed by difficulties. Don't be dismayed by lack of understanding of others. That's irrelevant. If you cannot help them, you cannot help them. You don't have to explain everything to them. If you have a goal, you have a mission, get ready because your time is coming. Orders are on the way. I don't know the timeline, so don't expect that from me. I know that things are accelerating. So this is all I can say. They're accelerating in all dimensions. And it will come to some sort of conclusion, and the things will turn around in an unpleasant way. That's my understanding. But then it will turn into good, because people will start seeking God, including those in the church, because that's where it starts. The church must start seeking God. That's the first step. Anyway, you are part of that army. Don't waste it. Don't give up. Stand firm. God bless you.